Ladies and gentlemen, your hosts for the evening, Fahey Flynn and Joel Daly.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Fahey Flynn.
Oh, boy, 30 years. 30 years, hard to believe, Fahey. 30 years ago, you were still wearing straight ties.
Well, I don't really remember that because I was just 6, you know.
Sure.
Actually, Channel 7 began as an experimental television station in 1939. There weren't any programs. They simply aimed the camera out the window and shot the Wrigley Building all day long. Of course, that didn't matter because there were only about 50 sets in the city to tune in.
If they shot the Wrigley Building, they probably caught you coming and going, didn't they? But at least they didn't have any rating problems then. As I understand it, 30 years ago, if a set went out, they sent the general manager out to your house to fix the set. And I think that's where they finally got the idea for editorials. Now, instead of sending the general manager out to fix your set, he goes on the air and tells you how bad he feels. Very indignant.
But it wasn't until September 17th, 1948, that Channel 7 actually began regular programming. Now, not many of you are old enough to remember that far back, and those of you who are aren't going to admit it anyhow, so we'll start with the shows we can all relate to, the kid shows, and some of the best of them were produced right here in Chicago on Channel 7. Take a look at some of the shows that we were weaned on. You'll enjoy them.
All you wonderful people. Hey, are you ready for your Super Circus fun? She may be weary. Women do get weary. Things are shabby dress.
Be kind to your parents. You know they deserve it. Remember the grown-ups.
Jim Lounsbury back here on the Record Hop, 3:30 on Saturday afternoon. Channel 7 out of Chicago.
Just like a dame, the moon stillness to highness.
Very good. That was just great.
And ladies and gentlemen, all the way from New York, the lovely Fran Allison. And the man who created Cooper Fanninelli, Mr. Bert Dostrom. Mr. Passage to Adventure, Jim Stewart of Dear's Geraldine. Jim Lounsbury of the original Record Hop. And the one and only Captain Stubby, Tom Faust.
I don't know, Faye, that Mary Hartline has she looked pretty grown up to me. She has the greatest pair of hands, you know? Of course, if you weren't into kid stuff, there were plenty of other programs. Some of the early variety shows, like Don McNeil's Breakfast Club, were already big hits on the radio. All of the others kind of had to wing it. And they were on live, and if a comedian bombed, there wasn't much they could do about it. If a singer was flat, he was off key, well, that's the way it went. But even though these shows 30 years ago may not have been as flashy and had as much style as today's, they had energy and fun and We all loved it. We grew up on it. Now, here's what I mean.
Tilco, famous for quality the world over, brings you Don McNeil and his Breakfast Club. And here is your Toastmaster, Don McNeil.
Good morning, Breakfast Clubbers. Morning to ya. We woke up bright and early. Just a howdy do ya. It's Bobby's call to breakfast. For all of you out there,
America rides the breakfast club is on the air.
Hello. Yes, we're having a celebration to end all celebrations. Well, I don't know. What are we celebrating?
Too much mustard in the pot and makes the beans too hot. Your kisses hit the spot. Just cool it down. Too much ketchup, too much spice. Can't spoil the shrimp and rice. Oh, babe, take my advice. Cool those kisses down.
thank you very much.
Time since we've all seen her, I think when we all get a look at her, I will recognize her very readily. She has a very charming voice, and she truly is a very charming young lady. Here she is, Paula Ray.
Lover, when I'm near you and I hear you speak my name.
A few footnotes about this operation. The procedure, we're going to make a short incision. Holy shit.
Softly in my ear you breathe a pain.
And we've had a lot of difficulties bringing this program to you, technical difficulties.
All of my future's in you.
There's 3 jokes. Pick out one, won't you?
Promise to always continue to be mine.
Courtesy Motors has 2 fine programs a week.
And you hear me calling him, hey lover, come back to
We'll meet these stars and look at some classic commercials when Channel 7's 30th anniversary show continues.